Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Career Talk Show. My name is Cynthia Iguzua, and I'm your host. Today, we have with us someone who is a dear friend of mine, but also I met on the job. So you can make friends on the job, and that's how I met this friend, son, sister on the job. And I'm honored to actually be in her presence today, like literally having her on this platform. And I'm sure that you're going to enjoy her as much as I will. So I'm going to pass it on to her. Dear friend, can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you.
Yes, well, I am just as excited to be on this platform as you are. You've been a dear friend to me, so I'm just so happy to be here as well. So my name is Tabitha Jackson. I am a Agile coach. I'm also a Scrum Master, and I own a company called Bloom Tech Consulting. A little bit about myself, other than just being Cynthia's friend, is that I started my career I graduated, didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I started my career as a business analyst for South Carolina. Well, it's a health area. I'm not going to get too much detail. And so then from there, I got into the world of Scrum. And honestly, since then, I've never looked back. I've worked in multiple industries, education, where I met Cynthia. I've also worked in healthcare. I've worked currently working in oil and gas. And previously, I've worked for a few consulting companies. And right now, like my overall goal is to just kind of drive more, I guess, people of color into the tech space by offering opportunities for them as well. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Oh my gosh. Now, do y'all see the reason why I said I'm honored to be in her presence with all this background and experiences? I'm like, I don't even know where to start from. But you had mentioned something very interesting that has caught my attention, especially a person of color as well. I would like to know more into that venture. Why did you decide to go that route, and what is it about?
Well, that's a great question. I actually had an incident a while back, and I know we talked about it, but just to kind of like, there's some lawsuits and things like that going on. So, but just to kind of like give a little background, I was actually discriminated against from one of my companies. And I don't know if your viewers or if you've seen like on LinkedIn where it's like a job posting that was recently, I guess, like blasted on LinkedIn about the person being white, and like, please don't share this with the actual hire. That actually happened to me, and it was really something that just triggered me in a way to where I felt like I had to do something about it. So I love coaching, I love teaching, and that was one aspect of what I wanted to do with my company. However, I realized that I need to center my target more towards people of color. And that's only because I've experienced what that felt like. And I also feel that a lot of people that look like me don't really think that they can make it in the tech industry. They may feel like they have to be extremely technical. And in reality, it's not that way. It's just about putting yourself out there, learning everything that you need to learn, and really believing in yourself. And that's something that I talk about quite often. So yeah, I'm just super excited to get started with this whole journey in terms of just really gathering people of color together for the better benefit of the industry. The more people we see that look like us, the more motivated we are to really get into that space in the tech world. So yeah.
Wow. That is, first of all, I am so sorry that you went through that. I know we're friends, so I've kind of heard about it, and it still aches me when I think of that particular situation. I don't even know how I would have reacted if I was in your position. So yeah. I just want to say this is kudos to you, and it's wonderful to see that you've turned something that's so stressful and so depressing into a good thing. So that is the reason why I said I'm just, you have so much strength, and the fact that you can draw joy and a coaching out of such a painful experience is just wonderful.
Yeah, it definitely took a lot of courage to even, I guess, expose this particular company for exactly what they did. But just as my lawyer said, and we've had multiple conversations about this, is that we're using this in my situation as an example for there to be better practices within companies and organizations or even recruiters, and just kind of giving them that understanding of what to say, what not to say, and what to actually report when there are issues and circumstances that come about like that.
Wonderful. So we're going to hold that talk where you've mentioned, coaching recruiters and companies on what to do. But before then, I want us to actually, you said something that kind of caught my attention when you said people that look like us feel like they can't make it in the tech industry. Can you kind of elaborate more on what have you seen that made you come up with that conclusion? And what direction do you think people that look like us can actually find themselves in the tech industry? Like, what can they do? For those that are listening that feel like we want to go there, what advice do you have for them?
Well, it's great that you asked that, because a lot of my followers, I really noticed that there were some gaps of understanding when it came to tech and knowing all of the different roles. I know me myself, before I got into tech, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to be technical. I'm going to have to sit at my computer and learn how to write up this code. I don't know what this is about. So I get a lot of people that in my DM that ask me those particular questions. Hey, how can I get started? Hey, I'm a claims adjuster. How can I get started? Or I'm a truck driver. How can I get started? And I think it's just the gap of knowledge in reality of exactly how people get into those positions. A lot of people think, oh my gosh, I didn't go to school. I don't have a bachelor's degree. I don't have a master's degree. I barely even have an associate's degree. What can I do? And I honestly, just being honest, this is probably going to sound bad, but I see potential in everyone. And sometimes when I'm just out in the store, and if I see someone who has that character, I can kind of sense that ambition. I'm always wanting to say, hey, have you considered getting into tech? There's this guy at a pet store that I take my dog to, and every single time I see him, like, I'm just like, hey, I know that, like, and he's always stressed out. I'm like, I know that you're stressed out, but have you considered tech? Like, there's these particular things. Here's my number. Like, let me help you. And so I just feel like by being I guess by, not really being a gatekeeper and just like opening the gates and saying, hey, like, this is how you can do it. I can help you get there. It really kind of fills that gap that I was just discussing, like with the knowledge of how to actually go about it. I know I can speak for being, in Black schools all my life, minus college, we really never heard about getting into tech. We never heard about developers. We never heard about testers. We didn't know all of these things. And
no, we did not.
yeah, we didn't. Even in college, like, we didn't know these things. And so it's just really good. And I feel blessed and honored to have a platform, and even like talk to you about how we can bridge the gap of this knowledge. And really just kind of cultivate this generation of just Black people, brown people, whatever color you are, and really get into tech. So yeah.
Awesome. See, and the truth is, you're a selfless person. And I'm not saying it's just because I know you, but just even hearing you speak, it just shows how selfless you are, like wanting to see other people succeed. You're not worried about, oh, someone is coming to eat from my pocket, someone's coming to eat from me. You're more concerned about, you can get here. Let's end poverty. Let's break the chain of ignorance. Let's get you that knowledge. And so powerful to see you wanting to drive this mission. And so my next question, it leads me to my next question, which is, what do you think you need to be able to successfully achieve, the path that you set for yourself in Black people? Like, is there a gap that you feel like you're missing? Or what direction, or do we just need Black people to reach out to you more? What exactly would you need to make this dream a full, I'm not saying it's not a reality, but to actually get to almost every Black person?
Listen, I just need a platform and I need support. Well, not the platform, because I have the platform, but I just ask for support because a lot of people think, oh my gosh, she said she wants to help us, but what's in it? Like, I even had people comment under my post, like, oh yeah, well, that's the trick. So you said that you're going to help us, but you're not going to do it for free. And I mean, in most cases, people don't realize that a lot of the things that I do, a lot of the content that I post is free. Nothing that I do or say is with the intention of receiving anything. It's just me being grateful that I'm placed in the position that I am, and to share this information, whether it be free or whether you decide to have any consultations with me. That is something that I kind of need that support in, and just kind of showing people, hey, like, I know Tabitha, like, this is her page, reach out to her. I send emails daily to those that follow me, to those that have heard of me. But my main ask is support. I have a lot of people ask me about, like, if I have any job offerings, or if I have any relationships with recruiters. And that's kind of the next route that I would like to take. So with that being said, in terms of support, I would love for someone or many people to kind of reach out if they are recruiters, or if they can kind of help me bridge that gap that I was speaking of earlier, by onboarding people and having those interview sessions with them. I think it would really be helpful, not only for myself, because I'm just trying to be the vehicle, and you're the motor. But just for me to help in any way that I can. My main concern and my main focus right now is developing relationships with recruiters, with small businesses, with organizations that are looking for anyone in the tech field, to formulate contracts with, and to kind of formulate those relationships so that they can get jobs and interview even.
And you do have that experience. Like you said, you've been in education, which is where we met.
Right.
And I know in education where we met, you were also leading part towards career services as well. So I know you do have that drive, and you do have that direction towards helping people land their dream jobs and their careers. And being in the tech field yourself for the number of years that you've eventually gained your experience, I think the best thing that recruiters can get is get someone who has that background to help them fill those roles, right?
Right, exactly. And that is so true. I can't tell you how many times I'll get a phone call from a recruiter and they really don't know what a Scrum Master is, or they really don't know what an Agile coach is. And which is totally fine. We live and we learn. I've even helped a recruiter transition into the Agile space. But I think it's really good when you have someone that understands those requirements before sending them over to the actual company and having them interview, and they have absolutely no understanding of like what questions to ask. So I think it would really be beneficial to have those relationships. It's just so difficult to cultivate them. So that's what I need to support with.
And honestly, I totally agree with you that is a gap that we have, because I have mentioned that on my platforms multiple times over and over again as to why recruiters need to make sure that they either go get the knowledge on that particular space that they want to actually recruit in, or they should get assistance from people that are in that space. Because we kind of know the questions to ask. We can read the body language. We kind of know when someone's actually telling the truth or not telling the truth in certain areas. But we'll just see how this goes. And this is, again, my next question is, if I were a company who was looking for recruiters and I reached out to you, Tabitha, and I was like, hey, I need you to help me get recruiters, what are the steps that need to be taken? How can we contact you? How can we reach you? And final question would be, what value would you bring to me if I was in that position?
Right. So if you are the company reaching out to me, I would definitely, first step, send me a LinkedIn message, or you can email me at btadmin@bloomtechconsulting.com, and just kind of give me, some insight about exactly what you're looking for. From then we can set up a one-on-one call, and really just discuss what your goals are, and kind of get aligned on exactly my clients that I have, and what their goals are and what my overall goal is for the company, which is what I mentioned earlier. And then in terms of that, the value that I could bring is honestly and truthfully, it's going to be bland, but definitely diversity. And that is what my main goal is to really diversify these tech environments and give people of color the opportunity and that they deserve, because everyone deserves an opportunity to level up. So yeah.
Awesome. And if I were also a Scrum Master and I probably need some kind of coaching from you as well, would I also go through the same steps that you had mentioned if I was a company owner?
Right. So yes, you can, or you can follow. I post a lot of TikToks, and my TikTok is the Tech Chick, or I'm sorry, the Scrum Chick, and my Instagram is Tabitha_Markwell. So if you just kind of follow my content, if it's something that you're interested in, especially if you're a Scrum Master, I would definitely say kind of see, if you think our personalities would match. If not, that's totally fine. But I just want to be of use to someone. Another thing that I have is my website. So you can actually find the link to my website, which is Stanstore, on my platform, on all of my platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, and what's the other one? LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok, yes. And so on there, I have a host of different options. I have just like a one-on-one consultation where we'll actually have like a video call, and we'll kind of go over like exactly what your goals are, and I can kind of identify the source of help. And I also offer coaching sessions, boot camps, scruminars, you name it, whatever you feel would be a good fit for you in the current progression that or path that you're on. I'm definitely here to be with you every step of the way.
Wow, this is great. This is really great. And you had said if your personalities gel. I do not see anyone that would not be able to gel with your personality, with that bright smile. You walk into the room and you basically just take over the entire space. I don't see that happening.
I know, but it's everyone has someone for them. So I just want to make sure that whoever does come to me feels comfortable with like my style.
Exactly. I respect that. And just wanted to put out there for viewers who are watching, like I had mentioned, I work with Tabitha in different spaces, and even our transition to the tech field kind of happened basically at the same time. So I can vouch for her experiences, I can vouch for her background, and I can vouch for her heart, and everything that she says is she's credible, she's knowledgeable about the stuff that she's trying to bring into your company or to you as an individual who's trying to transition into Scrum. And all you just need to do is take that leap of faith, and you would not regret it. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again and you keep getting the same results, then maybe you need to look into what are my choices, and maybe change your choice into moving into Tabitha's company, which is Bloom Tech Consulting. So last question for you, Tabitha, before we let you go is...
Why do I feel like this is going to be a hard question? Go ahead.
No, actually, it's a very, very easy and simple question. You had mentioned, you're trying to do what you do for people of color based on your experience, based on the experience that you had. People of color that are watching this right now, what advice do you want to give to them, just in general, not even those that are looking to transition into tech, but just those that are in different fields and feeling like they are being either discriminated against for one thing or another, or even if it's not discrimination, but just what message do you have for people of color in a career workforce setting?
Believe in yourself, point blank period. I say this and I preach this almost every day. Believe in yourself. You are the person that can really put yourself in these rooms, and you're the person that can put yourself in these positions and these career opportunities. Believe in yourself, and that's a very first step for building confidence and moving forward. So
You couldn't have said it better. You couldn't have said it better, because again, like I keep saying, I'm not only a person of color, I was someone who was raised in Africa and had an opportunity to come to the United States. And it took a lot of believing in myself, not only as a Black person, but also someone who was coming from another country. So it felt like the discrimination was times two, like was double it. But even with that, believing in ourselves, I feel like I can conquer. And I've been able to conquer, every step. I've been able to
connect. Yes.
People of color, people that, Caucasian people. And I've been able to break that cycle. I even coach people that are probably ignorant of maybe the things that they say, which is where the direction that you're going, not knowing what they're saying might actually be wrong or disrespectful. So, that as a coach as well is a crucial step.
It really is. And may I just say that you are the example, the walking example on this platform right now of someone who believed in themselves and has really just like done it all. Like, I am so proud of you. And I'll say that every single day.
Thank you so much. So we would honestly look forward to seeing you again. I am hoping as much as I enjoyed this, that other people enjoyed it just as much. And I'm sure that I'll probably have people say, bring her back, bring her back. So
I would love to come back. I would love to come back.
Would love to have you. And hopefully when we come back, you'll probably have more information to share with people who want to probably jump into it, or even companies who are looking to hear more from you. So it could be a testimonial when you're coming back, because we like to share testimonies here. So come on. If you have any testimonies, just hit me up and we'll bring you right here. But thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful, wonderful day, my friend.
Thank you, Cynthia.